Once again for BetterThanBefore.com. I'm Dave Edelstein, here live to talk to you about mindfulness, communicating, relating, getting along, and all of these bits and pieces that make life what it is. I considered for a moment saying something about the wonderful time we're all having with my morning questions, but I think I'll say that for another time. I was given the opportunity to answer a question the other day about communication, and at first it looked like it was a straight ahead communication question, but then the author of the post went on to say that what he felt his real communication issue was not so much how he expressed what he was trying to say, but just that he was shy, that it was difficult for him to express anything at all. And so I thought I would look again at this issue of shyness. This is not the first time I've spoken about it, because really it's a terrible, hi Joe, it's a terrible communication problem. And it's not just a communication problem, it really is a life problem. It's a self-confidence problem. It's a problem that can impede your advance through life. It can limit your opportunities. It can really make life difficult in a number of different ways. So I'd like just to take a couple of minutes to talk about what shyness is, how it differs from introversion, and maybe a few things you can do about it if you are shy. And I know about this because in an odd way, I am shy. You would not think watching me do these videos that, oh, here's a guy who's shy and has a hard time connecting with other people or just going out and tooting his own horn. I actually do have a lot of trouble with that, or have had a lot of trouble. I've gotten better in the last short while. But yes, shyness is this difficulty in approaching people that you don't know and making yourself present. And why is this so difficult? Well, we may be conditioned to it. We may be conditioned to the idea that just going up to strangers and starting to talk to them is weird or rude or an invasion of their space or incorrect somehow. And it isn't really that. You can do these things as long as you stay within certain politeness boundaries. There's never anything wrong with saying good morning or hello to somebody. I mean, that just is not offensive. If there's something about you that puts the other person off, they seem to withdraw, they do not respond to your greeting, well, then maybe you should back off. You just stop at good morning and you'll back away, and that's fine. But you've reached out. Thanks so much for those who are tuning in. This is exciting. You've reached out, and you should reach out. That conditioning that you received as a child that, children should be seen and not heard, do not speak until you are spoken to, these rules do not apply to adults. This is not part of adult life. Part of adult life is standing up, being present, believing in yourself enough to feel that you are entirely likely to have something worthwhile to offer to another person, even if that offering is only your good morning. Why shouldn't you say good morning to anyone you see in your neighborhood or in your workplace, in a store that you frequent, in a cafe that you frequent? Why shouldn't you walk in and say good morning? In fact, you should. You should. The other person is not a robot. Acknowledge their presence. Don't be too shy, or don't be too reserved, or don't say, oh, I don't know this person, I shouldn't say good morning to them. Say good morning to them. Here in Ecuador, the attitude is very different. The person who does not saludar, the person who does not greet, is considered extremely rude. And this is even applied to people walking down the street. If an Ecuadorian says, oh, he doesn't even saludar, he doesn't even greet, they're talking about somebody horribly rude. So don't be hesitant, or don't feel that respect or manners or politeness prevents you from giving a simple greeting. You can always say hello to somebody. You can always say good morning to somebody. Depending on their reaction, you may need to decide whether you should say anything else. But it's good for your sense of self and your sense of, I can reach out and nothing bad will happen, to say good morning to people on the street, to say hello to people on the street. And this is not a strictly Ecuadorian thing. I remember being knocked out when I was a young guy and I happened to drive through and stop in Amarillo, Texas. And that evening, as I walked around Amarillo, wherever I ran, I was a complete stranger. I'd never been to Amarillo before. Wherever I happened to come across another person, everyone said hello to me. And I said hello back. Back in the day when I was a young guy and could run for a long time, I always used to say hello to other runners as I passed them, or as they passed me, or as we passed in the opposite direction. We were part of the club. It was okay. Most of them I never spoke to again, never saw again, but there was no problem with saying hello. We did have that in common. So first step to overcoming shyness is feeling that you can greet people that you do not know, because there's no ulterior motive. There's nothing in it for you. You're just being nice. If you're shy and withdrawn, that isn't really nice. You're saying to other people, I'm afraid of you. What have other people ever done to you, or these other people ever done to you, that you should be afraid of them? Yes, you may have had bad interactions with people in the past where people were bad to you, and this has made you gun shy and fearful, but that isn't the person who's standing in front of you now. Do not judge that person in light of your past experience. This is a totally new person. Make that leap of faith. Today's question involved making leaps of faith. Make that leap of faith. Feel sure that your greeting will not be rejected. There's no reason to reject it. You're not asking for anything. You're just saying hi. And maybe there's some other little thing you can say too. If you get a good greeting back, go on. Say how you doing. If you're sitting next to this person in a situation where you're going to be in the same place for a little period of time, say, hi, I'm Dave. Except if your name is not Dave, don't say, hi, I'm Dave. Say your own name. But say hi. Introduce yourself. There's nothing to be lost. Nothing bad will happen. Talk about the weather. Ask them where they're heading. If you're in a cafe, ask them what they're drinking. Ask them if it's good. Make conversation. If you're shy, you need to learn to do this. Make little conversations about superficial subjects just so you can get the hang of doing it. Some people will respond with a lot of enthusiasm. People who don't get out much, who are also shy, who don't get much chance to talk to other people, will be delighted that you made the first move. Give these people the benefit of the doubt. Give these people a chance. Give yourself a chance. Because being shy is about being afraid. There are a lot of things you could be afraid of that could make you shy. You could just be afraid of other people. Your interactions with other people in the past could just have been frightening. You may have had a difficult time socializing in school. Your parents could have been hard on you in some variety of ways. This could produce fear. You may be afraid of being judged. You may have heard a whole variety of messages about your personal unacceptability. I absolve you. You are no longer unacceptable. You're acceptable to me because you're kind enough to tune in. I would look forward to hearing more from you. If you're interested enough to want to communicate more, you are an acceptable person. You're trying to reach out to others. That's a noble goal. That's a worthy goal. You should do that because you can't share the good that is in you if you're afraid to do it. And you shouldn't be afraid to do it. All of your intentions are good. All of your goals are worthy. You're trying to connect with other human beings just because you are a human being. This is a good thing to do. Not everybody will accept that. Okay. Everybody has their stuff. It has nothing to do with you. You're doing a good thing. You're making yourself your unique, one in the world self, and your time, the only time you have in this life, available to another person. That's good. That's a gift. You're giving. You're not taking anything from anybody. You're offering yourself. So start small. If you're shy, start small. Start with stuff like this. Speak on Facebook Live. What harm can it do? And it will get you used to the idea that you're speaking to an audience full of strangers. Post in groups. Even say, yeah, I agree, or thanks, or whatever. Just post. Make contact with people on your Facebook recommended friends list and just chat them up and find out one thing about them. Find out what flavor of ice cream they like, or if they're lactose intolerant and don't eat ice cream. Find out some one thing so that you can get used to interacting with people you don't know well. Start small. Start remote and work your way up. If you've chatted with 3 people on Facebook today, good. Tomorrow, make an effort to exchange some small bit of conversation with anyone in your real life as opposed to your virtual life. The next day, really try to have a conversation, even with somebody that you do know well, so that you can practice. But keep reaching out. Don't hold yourself back. It's time for you to step up. I don't like to go over 15 minutes on these things. Who can stand it? So I'm going to stop here. Perhaps I'll deal with this some more tomorrow. There's more to be said, especially about public speaking and that kind of thing. I thank you all so much for tuning in. If you found any value in this, as always, I beg you share it around. And the next place I'll see you is in the morning questions that I put up on my wall, which has been a great place to meet and greet over the last while and getting better every day. So please share it around. Thank you very much. And I'll see you again around this time tomorrow. Bye now.